yes to that as well. The solution could be as simple as taking a nap, but you have to do it at the right time. Here to explain is our sleep expert. Where have you been for the last 10 years? Dr. Sara Mednick. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, we all struggle with sleep around here. Everybody on this shift, it's very difficult. The biggest challenge for people with this time change, what is it?
We lose about an hour of sleep. And you don't think that that's maybe a big deal, but an hour of sleep at the first part of the night, you're losing what's called slow wave sleep, which is super important for our restorative processes, to repair our tissues. If you work out a lot, you really need a lot of slow wave sleep for our memory. And if you lose sleep in the morning, you lose what's called REM sleep. And that's also super, super important sleep for creativity and perceptual systems. So all of our cognitive processes depend on those kind of sleep stages.
You talk about napping. I mean, all of us know that really well. Sometimes you take a 2-hour nap. I don't know about you. I wake up and I feel horrible for the rest of the day. But if I just do 15 minutes or 20 minutes and I'm up,
the old power nap.
I'm ready to go.
It's about napping at the right time and figuring out how long. It's about the time, what time you should be napping and how long you should be napping for what you want to get out of your nap.
Aha. Oh my goodness gracious. So is there truth to when we say you gain an hour of sleep over the weekend when we do this clock back, fall back thing? That's not really accurate then,
No,
right?
because you're actually going to sleep an hour later as well, right? So the whole thing gets switched, and then especially with children, it can be a huge hassle because then their system is off and they really require a systematic schedule every day, so they can get really, really cranky.
We've always heard that you need to, as an adult, you need to get your 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night, but for some reason, I think people either they don't respect sleep, they discard it, and they think I can sacrifice this, no problem, I can still function. That's not a good thing to do, correct?
Right. I mean, we're in a situation now where there's a lot of modern problems that actually decrease sleep, right? The biggest one is light pollution from screens. So if you look at melatonin is one of the biggest metrics for how well we're going to go to sleep. So if we have high melatonin, that means we're going to fall asleep. But melatonin is sensitive to light, and particularly blue light. So if you have blue light, blue screens at night, you're actually decreasing your melatonin and you're decreasing your ability to go to sleep. So one of the biggest killers of sleep is the screens, and that's why we talk about
phones and iPads.
Yes, exactly. And then stress as well. People are super stressed. They wake up in the middle of the night and their minds just start going and going and going, and they can't stop themselves. So there's a whole bunch of different issues that you need to really be hands-on dealing with in order to get good sleep.
We've had experts on this morning show over the years, and some have said, do not nap. It messes up the whole thing in the head. Just make sure you get to bed at a certain time at night. But you're saying you need to nap. Everybody needs to nap?
Not necessarily everybody, because there are some people that no matter when they nap, they feel crappy. And so definitely, for sure, I have studies that say, that you shouldn't nap if you really don't like napping. But for people who can nap, if that's in your ability, and you're not getting nighttime sleep, it's ridiculous to say not to nap.
You know this topic so well. You literally wrote a book on napping. It is called Take a Nap, Change Your Life. And it highlights something called this nap wheel. So like half the questions I wanted to know is when you nap, how it works, how many minutes I need to be napping. Doctor, I have a pen. I think all of us at home are listening. How does this nap wheel look?
So here's the deal. The nap wheel is what you see behind us. It's interactive. It's on your website. I was messing with this morning, going with the different times that I wake up. Explain how this works. We're going to go through different wake-up times. Like, say, normal people who wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Explain what you're seeing now.
So here you have these two circles. One is sort of a bluish greenish circle and the other one's a yellow circle. And those are going to determine how much of REM sleep you have in the bluish greenish circle and slow wave sleep you have in the yellow circle. The farther away from your wake up time, the more slow wave sleep you have. And that's actually what hurts you when you wake up. So you want to have a nap that is right where the yellow and the green cross. That's the perfect nap time.
Okay, so if you wake up at 6 in the morning, I should be
napping. It would be around 1:30.
At around 1:30?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's why people eat lunch and then they get tired and they need a nap if you wake up at 6 in the morning?
It actually doesn't have anything to do with eating. This is just part of our circadian rhythm that we have a little dip in the middle of the day.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to set the alarm. Who are these people who get to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning? Lucky them, huh?
Yeah,
so if you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, how does that change the wheel?
Okay, so that just actually moves. So what's really moving is the amount of slow wave sleep that you have.
Right.
So basically, as you get later and later in the day, day, you'll have less and less, more and more slow wave sleep. So what you see now, if you woke up at 8 o'clock, now your perfect nap time is right at 2:30, right where those
How do you deal with that if you're at work in the middle of the day at 2:30? You're in a meeting, you woke up at 8, you got to work at 9. I can't take a nap at 2:30.
There are a lot of people who nap at work. They find places to nap, such as in their car. They, they go somewhere else to nap, or their bosses, or they are the boss.
Let's move it to 10 o'clock and see how that changes. Because are you saying that perhaps 2:30 rolls around, or if we move it till you wake up at 10, your nap time is now more like 3:30? Can you go find just a private place or maybe your car and sleep for how long? Maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Well, if you want to make sure that you don't get too groggy when you wake up and you're getting later and later in the day, you're going to have a lot of sleep pressure, which is going to mean you're going to have a lot of slow wave sleep. So probably a 15-minute nap is the safest. But if you're an inveterate napper and you know how to nap, you could nap for an hour to 90 minutes and be fine.
Okay, I want, Shali, when's your wake up? 2:30?
3.
3 o'clock. Okay, can we put this at 3 o'clock?
Oh,
Producer
thank
Doug. Let's put this thing at 3 o'clock in the morning if we can.
These
There we
poor
go.
newscasters.
Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so what's her perfect nap schedule?
So I would move it a little bit up, because then you can see if you move it a little bit up, then I think it'll go right around noon, between 11:30 and noon.
Okay. Shali, do you nap? And at what time?
I usually do around 12:30.
Yeah, so
that's a
right
good
around
time.
then would be a perfect time.
Oh my God. This
For
is
how long?
fascinating.
For about, it depends, but I would say an hour would be a great nap for you, because you're losing so much of your sleep.
Okay, let's put it at like 4:15 for me, Doug. Okay, what? 3:15. Oh, 3:15. Oh, let's do 4:15.
3:15.
Okay, 3:15.
So
When is Chrissy?
still,
This
it's
is
right
Chrissy.
around noon. It doesn't really change that much in terms, but you want to basically, imagine it's 6 hours after when you wake up. That's sort of one of the keys.
This potentially, if you get the hang of how this wheel works, it could be life-changing in terms of your energy and everything else, correct?
Yeah, people are
Health,
people are
everything.
walking zombies at this
my
point.
God.
So to really have a boost like this is really important.
Doctor, this is fascinating.
Oh,
This
great.
is great stuff. We love this. If you would like a link to the nap wheel and also Dr. Mednick's sleep, all the tips that you need for those naps, go to fox5sandiego.com, click the Scene On tab.
And go vote.
And
tomorrow.
go vote for the nap wheel for president.
And there's Prop 7, which is all about daylight savings. You can
That's
vote for
very
that
true.
tomorrow, too.
But if we pass it in California, that doesn't necessarily mean that goes away,
It's
right?
fine. It's
So,
fine.
yeah.
Pass it in
But
California.
pass it. If the doctor says that, doctor,
Yes.
thank you.
Nice. Thanks.
She's the expert. She's the expert. Thank you, doctor. Appreciate it.
Time now for your morning weather, powered by Jerome's Dream Shop.
I want to be friends with you, doctor. Please stay in my life. I can cook. Do you like to eat? All right, your picture of the day comes